All right, so I wanted to just take a couple minutes real quickly and show you today one of the options when you're on Class Kick. Now that we're going to be doing some measuring of angles and using a protractor in order to find the exact measurement of an angle, they have a free extension. If you're using Chrome anyway, in order to get to Class Kick, this would be a good option for you. So when you're in the search, if you search the Chrome web store, you'll come up here and they have a choice of a thing called an extension. It's an extra little thing that you can get, that a tool that will help you within Chrome. So when you're here on extensions, you can search extensions, and this is exactly what I did. I typed in protractor, and this one came up, and it was really the only one that was available. This one has a very low rating. This one at least had a little bit better rating. And then I'm not sure what that palm thing is. I didn't look into that, but this is really the only one that pops up. It is free. You just have to add it to Chrome, which I actually have already done, which is why it says here, rate it rather than add to Chrome, because I already have it. Once it's added, it shows up right up here next to the search bar so that you can access it when you're on Class Kick or anywhere on Chrome. It's always right there by your picture or whatever you have as your icon for who you're signed in under. So this is your activity for today. Most of these task cards that you're going to be finding the measurement of these angles are, they already have a protractor drawn for you, so you don't have to worry about using this extension. But there are a couple on here where you're going to need to measure them, and they're the last two on here. And I just wanted to show you real quick how to use that extension in case you did want to do it. So once I'm on the task card, like number 11 right here that I want to measure, I can click and bring this here. And it's clear, which is good and bad. It's kind of hard to see it on this colorful background because it's clear, but I kind of need it to be clear because I won't be able to see the angle that I want to measure if it was solid color. It would cover it up. So you bring, and this is actually a circle protractor. So you bring do you see that blue and green line? It's quite faint, but if you're looking carefully, you can see it. The blue and green line where they come together, that's your vertex. So you want to match up your vertex with the vertex of the angle that's drawn there. And then the other thing that you need to do once you have it in place is, you see these little circles? When you hover over these little blue and green circles, it allows you to change the rays so that they match up. So once you have the vertex lined up where it goes, you can move this green one or the blue, depending on which way your angle is headed, so that it matches up with one of the rays in your angle. And then you move the other one so that it matches up with the other ray of your angle. And when you have that all set in place, if you look right here, it's kind of hard to see, but I could maybe move it out of the way. Maybe if I had a darker color under it, a little bit better. You can see that it tells me exactly what my degrees are. 30 degrees is what this angle is. Okay, so to use this, you need to know how a protractor works, and I think it will help you when you have a real protractor and you're doing something on paper. But this also, it basically gives you the answer, so you don't have to figure out exactly what the measurement is. Over here, when I did this one, I wanted you to see that even though it looked like it's exactly measured up to me, it was like, looks like it's exactly on point, it didn't come up as any of the answers down here. It said 44.5 actually earlier when I did it. It says 44.7 right now, which is pretty darn close to 45. It's a lot closer to 45 than it is to 40. So I would say that 45 is the correct answer there. So when you're done using your protractor, if you see this little X, it makes it go away. It makes it get rid of it. Oh, here's another tool I wanted to make sure I showed you. where is it? Oh, there it is. You have to click it and then it automatically comes. So one of the other tools I wanted to show you is when I'm over here by that X, I have some other options. I could just nudge it a little, which is if it's really close, but I just need to get it a little bit closer. It doesn't have to be exact for our purposes. You can make it larger depending on how big the angle is that you need to measure by clicking that little line there and then dragging these to make it bigger. Depending on how long your rays are, you might need to do that. The angle measurement doesn't change even though you make this bigger. It just maybe makes it easier for you to see, or if your rays are very long, it might help you. And then the other option is, I can lock it, and I can also, no, I don't want to lock it. I want to unlock it. Okay. And then if I go over here, I can hover over this turn one, because sometimes my angle might not be facing the way that I want this to go. And whenever I'm measuring an angle using a protractor, I always have to start, one of my rays has to be on the 0. Okay. So once I have that, so that the 0 part can match up with the ray, usually the one on the bottom is the best one to do, but it doesn't really matter which way, as long as my protractor is over both of my rays. And you should have seen that in the video that you watched Tuesday, and the practice that you had on the math game. But I just wanted to show that to you so that you'd be aware, and you can rotate this if you need to get it so it goes over your angles. Okay. If you held up a real protractor to this angle and held it up to your screen, you could also measure it that way, but I just wanted to give you another option in case you need another option in order to complete these activities. Next week, we're going to be doing more measuring of angles. This week was just kind of an introduction to it and how to read a protractor and those kind of things, but we're going to do more angle measurement next week. Okay.